Fear of speaking in English and facing the audience. These are probably two of those fears which every single one of you are facing right now. And what I have in this video for you is nothing short of a gem. This is a gem that I'm giving to you absolutely free. So just watch this video right till the end. You're going to agree with me with everything that I'm going to say in the video today. It's going to make so much of a difference to you. Please hear me out because this is going to be meaningful for you. Hi everybody, my name is Alina Rais and I help you with this content on English, communication, presentation, and there's so much more that goes on in this channel. Today what I'm going to share with you is something that I am learning on a CBT course. CBT, I'm sure you must be wondering what this is. CBT is Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. Okay, so this is the full form of the course. This is a course which is available somewhere and I'm going to give you the link in the description. Go and visit it. If you want, you can take it for yourself. What this course does is it helps you with treatment of your fear for anything. Okay, now I'm going to do something here. I'm going to use the technique that I'm learning over there and I'm going to use and apply the same technique on your problem with English. Okay, this fear that you have that you cannot go in front of the public and you can talk, that is something that is holding you back. You really want to be good, you really want to be fluent, but you do not know what to do about this, how to deal with it. What is that one thing that can start working for you so that you can take care of this fear and be done with it for once, okay, forever, so that it doesn't come back to you again and again. And I'm sure this must be so irritating. Like, you're confident when you're not in front of the people, but the moment you are in front of someone, I don't know from where this drop of confidence happens and suddenly you just want to hide in a corner of a room and you don't want to be visible anymore. That is what happens to you, right? This is a course, CBT course, okay, and this teaches a technique. And that is the technique that I'm going to share with you. The name of the technique is graded exposure. Okay? Name of the technique is graded exposure. What do you do here? Graded, as the name suggests, there is some kind of a gradation happening. You understand what a gradation is? Gradation is giving grades. Okay? So there are steps, and that is what grade and graded exposure would mean here. I hope you're getting my point. So what you have to exactly do here is, okay, now what you have to do is, first of all, I'll tell you what you have been doing and then I will tell you what you can be doing instead. And if it makes sense to you, you start adopting the new technique that I'm telling you. Take care. What you're doing is you are avoiding your fear. You're not facing it. You're not ready to face it, because of which this fear keeps on growing. It's getting importance. Every single day when you hug your fear instead of facing it, you are increasing the momentum of this fear. Okay? And there is a certain level of relief. You're getting my point? A certain level of relief which is attached to this fear. What do I mean by relief? Relief, that short-term relief, that very little relief that you feel when you don't face your fear and you hide in your comfort zone. That is the relief I'm talking about. You're getting my point, right? That small, very temporary relief that you receive by not facing your fear, because of which this fear is kind of becoming your best friend that you never want to have. The friend that you really want to get rid of, right? But this friend is going to be with you unless you follow what I'm going to tell you. What this CBT course does is it helps you with depression and anxiety. This is depression and anxiety, but the technique, the name of the technique is graded exposure. Now, how do you apply this? What you have to do is you have to create, listen to me carefully, you have to create a list. Okay? What is this list? This list is of several items. It can range between 10 to 50. It is up to you. As many items you want to have. No problems with me on that. Okay. Let's say you have 10 items. Okay. And let me give you an example. Let's say I have a fear of spider. Okay, I don't have, but let's say that I have that. Okay, so I have a fear of spiders, and I just can't stand them. So what do? I'm going to write down 10 of my uncomfortable thoughts around facing spiders. Okay, and it has to be graded. What do I mean by graded? It has to go from very, very, very small to very big. Okay, something that starts on a very small level and goes up to a huge level. Okay, so what I'll do is, first of all, I will write down the most tiny fear. So that could be something to do with looking at an animated picture of a spider. Okay, if I'm scared of spiders, probably I'm gonna be scared of the animated figures also, because of course, if it is unreasonable, it can be unreasonable to any extent, right? So I am scared of the animated pictures also, but probably it is the most easy thing for me to face. So I will write that down as point number 1. What can be point number 2? Point number 2 can be looking at an actual picture of a spider. Okay, so I'm scared of spiders. I don't like looking at them, but let's write that down as point number 2, looking at the actual picture and not the animated one. Then I can have my point number 3, my point number 4, and the last point can be something like point number 10 can be holding a spider in my hand. That is something that probably I would not do to myself unless I face all the other 9 steps involved. Okay, so what you've got to do is you have to list down your items. Let's say if I have to make a list in your case, with regard to English, how will I do that? My point number 1 can be talking one sentence in English to myself. Okay, if I'm scared of English, probably this can be my point number 1, because this is the easiest. Okay, point number 2. What can be my point number 2? Talking one sentence in English. It has to be small, by the way. You cannot be saying talking one entire paragraph. No, talking one sentence in English in front of the mirror, talking to myself and looking into my eyes. Okay, that can be my point number 2. I'm still talking to myself, but this time I'm actually facing myself. I have a mirror in front of me. What can be my point number 3? Point number 3 can be talking for 2 minutes in English, probably with my sister or with my brother, my mother, somebody I'm comfortable with. Okay, that can be my point number 3. Okay, let's take it one level up. Talking for 1 minute over a phone call with my best friend in English. That can be my point number 4. So what I'm doing is I'm going from extremely comfortable to extremely uncomfortable. And my last point, that is up to you. It can be point number 50, it can be point number 10, it can be point number 20, it's up to you. Let's say my point number 50 is, okay, let's not make it that huge, let's keep it point number 20, okay? Point number 20 as speaking on a podium, on a stage in front of hundreds of people in English. That can be my last point. Okay, now we have to progress. We have to progress from point number 1 to point number 20. It's not gonna happen overnight, but you have to understand that fear is something that is limited. By not facing a fear, what we do is we think and we give this hint to our mind that the fear is unlimited and we cannot conquer it. But that's not true. If you start facing your fears one by one, from small to big, and you keep ticking those items, you have a huge list in front of you. What people under CBT do are, they sit with their therapist and they make this list with them. Now, of course, I'm not a therapist and we are not sitting together right now. This is through a camera that we are talking, right? Through the internet. So you'll have to do this on your own. Probably you can take the help of your family member, somebody you're comfortable with, create a list with them, okay? And start ticking those items, okay? Do it. What are you waiting for? Do it. This thing of speaking fluent English, when you even when you start getting it, right now you're not getting it, right? It's far. You want to be there, but you are not there. You want to be there. And even when you are going to be there, when you're going to be fluent in English, still it's going to take time. Still this fear is going to take time, and it's going to take a while before you can actually step onto the stage and start talking. Just hold on to a mic and start jabbering. That's going to take time. Okay, so start right away. You do not know how long it's going to take you, because for everybody the learning curve is different. For me, you think you think I did not work hard? Come on. I wasn't, as I always say, English is not my first language, but I think I'm doing a reasonably good job. It's because of the years of hard work that I've put into it. Okay, so just go ahead, do it. This is your dream. Do not lose it. Work on it. Okay, let's work on it. If we don't get it, fine. At least we'll be happy that we tried. At least try, right? Face this fear. This fear is limited. It's gonna die. When you start facing these small fears one by one, they are going to automatically be giving you, first of all, they're going to give you a huge boost of confidence, huge boost of motivation. You can't even imagine the kind of boost you're going to receive by taking those small items. I'm telling you, I'm a teacher. I'll give you a very personal example here. I'm a teacher and I teach CA final and I teach CA intermediate. And of course, probably this is something I should not be saying on the camera, but let's accept it. When you start teaching, you're always scared because you know the students are smart. In the beginning, I was scared. And I can't tell you how scared I was. But then I did it anyway. Today I'm not. I'm very, very confident about myself. I'm happy that I did it. It has made my life better. It has given me confidence. It has improved my career. It has given me food on my table. It has given me a comfortable life. And so much more that you receive, that pride, that factor of pride that you receive when you conquer something. Getting my point, right? So that is all that I had to say. Thank you very much for watching all this video. I wish you all the luck, and I'm pretty sure if you keep trying, you're gonna be there. You will get there, okay? I'll see you again very, very soon. You take care of yourself. Bye-bye. By avoiding your fear, you're fueling your fear. Don't fuel your fear. Okay, let's disconfirm these beliefs. This belief of not being ever be able to talk properly in English. This is just a stupid belief that you've been carrying along and you've been making your heart heavy with. Let's disconfirm them by facing them and by testing them little by little.